Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name Domi. Welcome to another episode of Reaction Corner on Domi Studios. Charlie, today there is a lady trending on Twitter, on X. This lady has destroyed, an apartment. The entire rented apartment. This is not an apartment that she built on her own. It's a rented apartment. She destroyed everything, almost everything in the apartment.
Wake up when you are left with your feet, they follow you new, yeah, you know rich is a new beginning, be the vibe, you don't need to do remix or spell up, cause it's a bone, no, you go see what you color, you go wake up when you are left with your feet, they don't go this news, yeah, you know rich is a new beginning, be the vibe, you don't need to do remix or spell up, cause it's a bone, no, you go see what you color, you go let's see, I mean, I'm on, shall be beat on the money that he said, hello, you don't be so be so you know, with this up on the sauce, you really do be the main nigga, bring this shit on me, you don't say, go ahead, the first to find out your bargain, you love is no be so you know, with this up on the sauce, you really do be the main nigga, bring this shit on me, you know, you don't the first to find out your bargain.
You're all wondering why and what actually triggered that. Charlie, let's dive into it. This lady moved to this compound 2 years ago. She moved in there and she rented a 3-bedroom apartment that she was rendering her services in there. And then her business has improved, so she needs to get a convenient space, a convenient environment, so that she can be able to proceed with her business and whatever she's up to. So searching for a new apartment, a caretaker, of the current apartment that she was in, introduced her to a new apartment that would be convenient for her. With her businesses and her stay and her living will be very comfortable. She didn't went to check the apartment to once we niggas will go and then it was okay, this working, this, that. No, she didn't do that. She made payment whilst she hasn't even have a looked or even seen even a footage of the apartment, how it looks like or something. No. But she went forward to make payment. And then after making payment, 1 month later, she received the keys to the apartment. This story is very interesting. Before she explained this story, the video of her destroying the apartment, destroying the things in apartment, was the one that popped up. And people were dragging this lady on the internet. They were dragging her like crazily on the internet. Meanwhile, these people haven't, gotten the explanation or gotten the reason behind her actions. But people were dragging her like dragging her like in water, dragging her in stones, dragging her in metals, dragging her everywhere. But now she brought the explanation and everybody is now shifting into the shoes of the lady. After receiving the keys, and then she went forward to go and check the apartment. This is what I rented, this is what I'm moving in. Behold, she went there to find out that the place is damaged entirely. Like everywhere is like there's no light, nothing is working. According to her story, nothing in the apartment at that moment is working.
Wake up when you are left with your feet, they follow you new, yeah, you know rich is a new beginning, be the vibe, you don't need to do remix or spell up, cause it's a bone, no, you go see what you color, you go wake up when you are left with your feet, they don't go this news, yeah, you know rich is a new beginning, be the vibe, you don't need to do remix or spell up, cause it's a bone, no, you go see what you color, you go wake up when you are left with your feet, they follow you new, yeah, you know rich is a new beginning, be the vibe, you don't need to do remix or spell up, cause it's a bone, no, you go see what you color, you go wake up when you are left with your feet, they don't go this news, yeah,
a whole lot of it is being destroyed, almost everything. So she confronted the caretaker that took her rent, and then explained everything to him, that this is what I'm going to see in the apartment. So now what are we going to do about it? The caretaker was like, Okay, cool, fine. You can now renovate everything and turn everything to your satisfaction. And the lady agreed. That is where I don't know, I have issue with the girl. That's where I have issue with the girl. You went forward to accept the renovation, to renovate the entire rented apartment on your own without any evidence showing that you agreed, you guys have signed, blah 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 blah. No. After moving in, 4 months later, before that, let's check the before and after, and let's check the process of she involving her money to renovate the place. See this, oh, you're doing all this work. And then she even made mention that she spent almost 4 million, if I do remember correctly, 4 million naira into this because they are Nigerians. Yeah, 4 million, 4 million naira into the renovation of the apartment, 3 bedroom apartment. Charlie, just think about this. Involving your money into something that's not yours. I mean, this is not your property. This is never your property and it won't be your property. This is a rented, like you've rented. This is a temporary stay. You are renting a temporary. So if you proceed, if that place really suits you, and then you proceed to stay over there, then that one you have to, yeah, do justice as it is. But after moving in 4 months later, she received a letter from another caretaker. This is not the first caretaker, another caretaker, stating in a letter that she needs to move after her rent expires. She needs to move out of the apartment because the landlord wants to renovate the apartment. This is so shocking and mind blowing. The landlord now wants to renovate the apartment because this lady is done with it. So I'm asking myself that didn't the first caretaker notice or said anything to the landlord to make him know that there's somebody already in trying to renovate the place or whatever. I think no. Because if that caretaker did that, I don't think this kind of letter will also come in like come on. I don't think so. But now the lady is being instructed to move out after her rent expires. So then, no, she realized that such a matter you need a lawyer. She involved a lawyer into it, and then they went back and forth. And the lawyer is saying that it's either they compensate her or she will stay in for another year. But I don't know where this matter got to. I think that agreement wasn't done. Any agreement was made, like they couldn't settle on one side. So this lady went forward to destroy whatever she built, whatever she reinstalled, whatever she installed, whatever she brought into the apartment. She destroyed everything. 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 And now after her explanation, those who were dragging her on Twitter or X, people who have now like putting themselves in her shoes to understand her living, to understand her pain. Yeah. But through all these processes, she tried to reach out to that first caretaker to resolve issue, and then that first caretaker cannot be reached anyway. anywhere. She went forward to contact the caretaker that brought in the letter, and then the person is saying that he is the head of the caretaker. He is the head of the caretakers in that apartment. He is the caretaker, the head of that like of the caretakers. And then they instructed and they informed that first caretaker not to let anybody renovate the apartment. No matter what, nobody should renovate that apartment. So now they are blaming the lady instead of their first caretaker. They are blaming the lady. That's how it looks like. But to me, I think that before you can go forward to renovate a place, to renovate a rented apartment, Charlie, you and then the landlord or the landlady, I mean the owner of that building, that house, should come into agreement, and then there should be a paper something. It shouldn't be verbal, man. It should never be verbal. Verbal agreement. Come on. It should never be a verbal agreement. But now look at our sister. She has lost her 4 million naira. So drop in the comment section. What will you do if it were you? Would you have allowed the law to take control over all these things? Would you have taken to court, or you also go forward to destroy whatever you also build or brought into the apartment? What would you do if it were you? This is Domi Studios. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and share the link. Drop in the comment section. Let's also know your point of view on this issue. Peace out.